have been wanting to know a Sharia question from a very long time, but didn't know whom to ask. It is that a grandfather in his lifetime transferred some of his inherited property in the name of some of his grandkids. Now, after he has died, the rest of his property has been distributed according to Sharia. But due to his giving a little of his property to some kids, therefore the total amount of his property of the members whose kids were given during his lifetime is naturally a little more than the others. Now, what do we have to do? Equal all the shares, or he could give whatever he wanted to anyone during his lifetime? There is a similar case with me too. It is that my father had been transferring his land to his kids, but during the procedure he died. After his death, all the land was in my mother and brother's custody as we were very young. When we got the land which was still in his ownership was divided according to the Sharia law, but the land that he had transferred in his lifetime had a large difference between the children. So we should let it be as it is, or the party who is at a loss can ask to make it equal. The question posed is on inheritance. And the first part of the question is that can the person give whatever he wants when he's alive to whoever he wishes? There are two people involved. One is those who are legal heirs that have been mentioned in the Quran and in the Sahih Hadith, and those which are not legal heirs. As far as those who are not legal heirs, then the person has a right to gift whatever he wants when he's alive. And the grandchildren are not the legal heirs of the property of the grandfather. So if the grandfather wants to gift a part of his property or a larger portion to any of his friends, to any charitable institution when he's alive, or to the grandchildren, it is permissible. This is the basic rule. He can even will in his inheritance that I would like to give so and so percentage of my property, which should not be more than 1/3, to whoever wishes who are not amongst the legal heirs. For example, he can say that I want to dedicate 10% of my wealth after I die to my grandchildren, and that's permissible. He cannot give extra to any of the legal heirs, which include the children, the sons, the daughter, the wife, the fathers, the mother. All this has been specified in the glorious Quran in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 11 and 12, and in other parts of the Quran in the Hadith. So what has been specified by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the person cannot change the percentage, but he is allowed to will 1/3 of his total wealth after he dies. He can will it to whoever wishes, but they should not be part of the legal heir. As far as the legal heirs are concerned, he cannot increase or decrease anyone's shares. This has been ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the glorious Quran. In many places, the specific parts is given in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse number 11 and 12, and in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse 176, and in other verses of the Quran. So this he cannot alter, irrespective whether he loves a child, or hates a child, or is one of the sons or one of the daughters is more close. No, he cannot. This has been ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, unless one of his children or his legal heirs, they do kufr or they're outside the fold of Islam, that's the only time they will not become part of his inheritance. Otherwise, that cannot change. So as far as gifting is concerned, he can give to whoever he wants, as much as he wants, but natural. The Sharia said that you should leave enough for your children and for your people who are leaving behind, your wife, etc., so that they live a comfortable life, but he can give to whoever he wishes. As far as the first part is concerned, can a person give to the grandchildren? The grandchildren do not come in the inheritance. So surely he can gift. After that, the parents of the grandchildren also get a share what's ordained or what has been decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the grandchildren's share doesn't go to his children or to the fathers of the grandchildren. It is for them. Maybe the parents of the grandchildren can take custody till they become adults, but the property is of two different individuals. It's not the same, though they may be guardians, but the moment they get adult, it is to be given to them. So this point is clear. Now, coming to another question, that what about gifting when you're alive to the legal heirs? As far as the gifting is concerned, generally, the scholars, they say, that if you gift to your children, see to it that you gift equal things. But the majority of the scholars, which is right opinion, is that you can gift double to the son as compared to the daughter. Now this gift I'm talking is about inheritance, about wealth, about property, about flat. I'm not talking about giving a chocolate, etc. You cannot say that I'll give 2 chocolates to my son and 1 chocolate to my daughter, who's a kid. No, you cannot. There you have to be equal. If you kiss your son, you have to kiss your daughter also. So this is talking about how you live with them. I'm not talking about the gift that you give to children. I'm talking about gifting property, when they become adults, when they're children. So when it comes to dealing with children, you should be equal. If you give a small toy, a car to one child, give to the other child. There you cannot say that I will give 2 cars to my son and 1 car to the daughter. This logic doesn't agree there. But when it comes to gifting property or transferring some shares, etc., so the scholar says be equal, but the majority say that it's permissible to give double to your son as compared to your daughter, because of the logical reason that in inheritance, the son gets double than that of the daughter, because the man is the better earner in Islam. In Islam, it's duty of the father and the brother to look after the lodging, boarding, clothing of the girl before she's married. And after she's married, it's the duty of the husband and the son to look after lodging, boarding, clothing, and all financial aspect. So, but naturally, because financially the burden is on the male, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained that when you give inheritance, you give double share to the son as compared to the daughter, and this answer I've given in detail. So first let me clarify that as far as gifting is concerned, to those who are not part of your inheritors, legal inheritors as per the Sharia, you can give them what you want as long as they leave proper amount for your family. While you are giving gifting to those who are legal inheritors, see to it that it is as per the guidelines laid down in the Quran. If that's, but you cannot gift a lot of property to one child and less to the other. This is not Islamic. This is what the scholars say. Now coming to your second part of the question, that your father, when you are alive, he was transferring property into the name of your mother and your brother because they were adults and you were a kid, and while doing this, he died. So what is the Sharia ruling? There are many a times that to follow the law of the country, whether it be a non-Muslim country or Islamic country, many a time there are some legal issues in transferring property, etc., and there are issues of taxation. So many times we do things to make it convenient, and for that we have to see that while doing that, it may not be very logical as per the Sharia, but the intention is important. So if this was really the intention of a father, that he wanted to transfer as per the Quranic Sharia and he expired in between, so the right ruling is that whatever he has transferred also should be taken as part of his wealth, not that what is remaining should be divided as per the Sharia ruling. If he was transferring and he could not complete the transferring, or he died, so what you have to realize that even otherwise gifting to one son and not the other children is wrong, if it's a wealth or if it's property. So the right ruling is that all the property of your father should be taken as a whole, and then the percentage should be given as per what has been mentioned in the Quran and the Sahih Hadith. It should not be that part of the property was given as gift to the mother and the brother, so it remains, and the remaining should be divided equally as per the Sharia. No, the whole property is taken as a whole. That is the correct ruling. Hope that answers the question.